Hi, how are you guys doing? Thank you for being here, practicing with me and checking out my YouTube channel. When you are ready, please get your mat and let's begin our practice today. Coming into your most comfortable cross-leg seated position, bringing the hands at the heart and taking a few breaths here before jumping into our practice today, relaxing the shoulders, staying gratitude, always inviting the breath in, supporting your practice all the time with the breath. So feel free here to relax before beginning the class. Inhaling long and exhaling longer out, relaxing on every exhale. And again on every inhale, inviting peace and calm into your mind. Take your time, a few more breaths here together. Maybe closing the eyes or keeping them open, both fine. Anything that works for you to feel happy in the practice. Take a few more breaths here, relaxing, inhaling, exhaling out. Again, inhale and out. Beautiful. Take your time. Inhale. Relax on the exhale. Again, inhale. And long exhale. Super. Slowly open the eyes, releasing the hands by the side and then bring them in front of you, lifting yourself onto the hands and knees, tabletop position, making sure wrists are under the shoulders, making sure knees are hip apart and knees are right under your hips. Releasing the toes at the back, inhaling to arch the back, shoulders away from the ears, and exhaling, rounding into the back, a few rounds of cat and cows here. Inhaling again, making sure you are keeping shoulders away from the ears, sitting bones up. On the exhale, round into the back. Inhale again to arch. Exhale to round. Remember, shoulders away from the ears, both on the inhalation and exhalation. And again, exhale to round, pressing the ground away from you. And inhale to arch. One more round. Exhale. Wonderful. And slowly come back to center. Tuck the toes in. Inhaling and exhaling, downward facing dog. First downward facing dog. Move the hips from side to side. Walk your dog as we always do in our first downward facing dog. Do anything that works for you to release tension. Spreading fingers, pressing palms, long neck, heavy head, sharpening sitting bones, lengthening the upper body. Take your time. Relax the jaws. Keep breathing, supporting your practice with the breath. On your next inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Take your time, still lengthening the back the same way you do in downward facing dog. And on the exhale, bend into the right knee, coming into a plank, knee to nose, nose to knee, rounding into the back. Press the ground away from you without collapsing and then shooting the leg back up. And a few more times like that. Round into the back for a plank, knee to nose, shooting the leg back up. Again, plank, round into the back, knee to nose, shoot the right leg back up. And last one, knee to nose, shooting the leg back up. Beautiful. Last one now. And then shoot the leg back up. And then slowly drop the right leg down. 3, coming back to a downward facing dog. Moving on the left side. Inhale, left leg high for three-legged dog. Keep yourself relaxed in the pose. We're just gonna warm up the core a little bit here. And when you are ready, you're gonna bend into the left knee this time. Coming forward into a plank, knee to nose, rounding into the back, pressing the ground away from you. Don't bring the shoulders with you, and extending the leg back up. And again, plank, extend the leg back up. come forward into plank and extend the leg back up. Move at your own time. Few more times here, extending the leg back up, and exhale, release back to downward facing dog. Slowly lower yourself down here onto the forearms, walking the feet maybe a little bit closer if it's available for a dolphin. Bringing that lengthen in the upper body the same way you do in downward facing dog without collapsing in the shoulders. Stay a few breaths here, relaxing in the pose, breathing long, steady, gradually in, and long, steady, gradually out. When you're ready, walk the feet to the back, coming into a forearm plank. Feel free to interlock fingers. We're going to hold the plank here again. Make sure to not collapse in the shoulders. Keep the navel to spinal, kicking through those heels. Stay, relax the jaws. Breathing in, breathing out. Support yourself with a breath in. Enjoy the poses. Take your time, long in, long out. And then slowly, when you are ready, release the interlock if it's there and walk the feet back to your dolphin, making sure this is okay for your shoulders. Take a few breaths here again in your dolphin pose, and then slowly lift yourself back up to a downward facing dog. Beautiful. And your next exhale, move the feet to the back for a high plank, full plank. Again, shoulders are above the wrist. You're still spreading fingers, pressing palms, navel to spinal. Don't collapse the hips down. Hold your plank and breathe. Make sure to breathe and relax in the pose. A few more breaths here, long in, long out. Slowly dropping the knees down, walking the knees together, sitting onto your heels and releasing some tension from the wrist. Make a fist and do a few circles here, outside, inside circles with the wrist. So we release if there's any tension there. When you're ready, coming back to a tabletop position and tucking toes in, inhaling and exhaling back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy the poses. Take a few breaths here in downward facing dog. Long neck, heavy head, lengthen upper body, sharpen sitting bones. Relax in the pose, and again on your next inhale, right leg rise up, three-legged dog. Right outer hip rolls down, left outer hip rolls up. Hold your three-legged dog. Stay and breathe. And when you are ready, again plank, knee to nose, nose to knee, and then extend the leg back up. Plank forward, knee to nose, extend the leg back up. One more time, knee to nose and extend the leg back up. Again, knee to nose, come forward, rounding the back and extend the leg back up. Take your time. Last one, let's hold the knee up towards, pulling the knee up towards your navel, maybe long neck, gazing in between the hands. Don't collapse in the shoulders. Stay just a few breaths here. Strong core, strong arms, and then exhale. Extend the right leg back up. Maybe this time pointing the toes up to the sky, but try to keep the hips in one line. And then taking a Chaturanga Dandasana with the leg up or not, only if it's in your practice. Inhaling back bend and exhaling downward facing dog. Take your time, breathe, relax in the poses. Long neck, heavy head, checking, always saying yes and no with the head. And then when you're ready, left leg high on your next inhale for three-legged dog. Left outer hip this time roll down, right outer hip up. Keep pressing the mat away from you. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Make sure you enjoy the practice. Hold here, one more breath. And then moving into our plank, knee to nose, coming forward, rounding the back, and then extending the leg back up. Three-legged dog. Forward plank, knee to nose. Extend the leg back up. Again, round the back, coming forward, knee to nose to knee, and then extend the leg up. Again, plank, and extend the leg. Take your time and move at your own pace. Take as many rounds as you can. Now, last one, hold the knee up towards the navel, coming forward, shifting the weight forward, not collapsing into the shoulders, maybe gazing down at the mat in front of you. Trying your best, exhaling back to three-legged dog. And again, taking that Chaturanga Dandasana with the leg up only if it's in your practice. So exhale, elbows in, inhale for a back bend, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Wonderful. Stay a few breaths here, lengthen the upper body, enjoy, and make sure again to remind yourself to breathe and bring the breath to the practice. Soften yourself in the practice. Exhaling now, knees down, walking them forward, crossing legs at the shins, sitting down, and extending for a moment the legs in front of you, preparing for Navasana, both pose. Now you can either extend the legs all the way up and the arms alongside the body without rounding, collapsing in the upper body. Always inhaling heart forward and the chest forward and up, gazing at your toes, relaxing in the shoulders. You can also hold the pose by bending knees or bringing the hands at the hamstrings. Any of this variation works for you as long as you keep yourself up by engaging the core muscles, and then slowly when you're ready, crossing the legs, stepping back, hands forward, stepping back to a plank, Chaturanga. Hold for a few breaths here, and then inhale for a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Again, knees down. We're moving into that Navasana pose one more time. So sit back, extend the legs in front of you. Choose your variation, extending legs or bending knees or hands under the hamstrings, anything that works for you, as long as you're not rounding or collapsing in the lower back, gazing forward, always inhaling heart up and forward, chest proud, up and forward. Relax and breathe in the pose. Strong core muscles. Take one more breath or two here. And then again, crossing legs, shins in front of you, hands in front of you. Step back to a plank. Holding your plank here for a moment. Again, not collapsing in the shoulders, navel to spinal. Don't collapse in the hips. Take your time and breathe. Relax in the pose. Beautiful. Jaws are relaxed. Long neck, maybe slightly gazing in front of you. Take your time. And slowly exhale. Chaturanga, holding for 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, back bending. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Take a few breaths here. Breathe, relax, enjoy the practice. And then slowly dropping the knees down and sitting for a child's pose. Knees together, bring the arms alongside the body. Just take a moment here, relaxing the shoulders, catching up the breath, and taking a moment to rest. Slowly lift yourself back to a tabletop position. Separate the knees back to hip apart. Tuck the toes in. Inhale, knees up, navel to spinal. Exhale, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Take a moment to hold your three-legged dog here. Breathing in, breathing out. Take your time and then slowly bend the right knee, bring the right knee to the right elbow, shoot the leg back up. Then bend the right knee, bring the right knee forward to a high plank, rounding in the back, shooting the leg back up, and then right knee to the left elbow, crossing the right knee underneath your left armpit, and then extending the right leg underneath your left armpit, shifting the weight onto your right hand, outer edge of the right foot and inner edge of the left foot, inhaling left arm up for a falling triangle, not collapsing the hips down, not collapsing in the shoulders, gaze up only if the neck it's okay, or gazing forward, holding here a few breaths, your falling triangle, releasing tension in the jaws. Beautiful. Take your time, enjoying the view, enjoying the practice, and then slowly exhale, left hand down and extend the right leg back up, three-legged dog, releasing leg down for downward facing dog. Moving on to the left side. Take your time, one breath here before beginning. On your next inhale, left leg high, left knee to left elbow, come forward, navel to spinal for a high plank, and then extend the left leg up. Then left knee bends, come forward, round into the back, bring the knee to chest, chest to knee, and shoot the leg back up, and then left knee come across towards your right elbow, holding a few breaths here, navel to spinal, don't collapse in the shoulders. And then when you are ready, you're going to extend that left leg underneath your right armpit, shifting the weight onto your left hand, outer edge of your left foot or inner edge of your right foot, holding your falling triangle on the other side. Again, you might gaze up or just in front of you. Just work with the body, not against. Don't collapse in the hips. Don't collapse in the shoulders. Breathe into the poses. Take your time. Few more breaths here. Beautiful. And then slowly exhale. The right hand down, shooting the left leg up again for a three-legged dog, and then releasing to a downward facing dog. Beautiful. Slowly coming forward for a high plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Relax the jaws. Spread the fingers, press the palms, sharpen sitting bones, lengthen upper body. Long in and long out. Again, dropping knees down on your exhale. Walk the knees forward, sitting down on the mat and extending legs in front of you. Come forward on your mat. Make sure you have enough room behind you. And slowly lean back, hugging knees into the chest. Bring the lower back into the ground and extend the legs up to the ceiling, pushing through the heels, pointing the toes towards you, arms alongside the body. Make sure lower back is down, pressing into the mat. Neck and head are down. Take your time here, pulling navel to spinal, engaging abdominal muscles. Again, hands alongside the body. Now point the toes up to the sky. Bring the arms up, facing each other. Palms are facing each other. And inhale, lift your chest up. Still lower back down, engaging abdominal, shoulders relaxed. Lift up from the shoulder blades, not from the neck. Exhaling, palms together towards the right. And as well extending left leg out, and then on the inhale everything come back. On the next exhale, left side, arms are going to the left, extend the right leg down off the mat. It's not gonna go all the way down, so at your own time, moving left and right, alternating arms and leg. So when the arms are to the right, left leg extends. When the arms are going to the left, right leg extends. Twisting, making sure the lower back remains down. You are working abdominal muscles. You're not hurting the neck. Take your time. Few more rounds here, left and right. Now slowly hold up. Arms extended, legs extended. Pull the navel to spinal, holding up, keep breathing, don't tense the shoulders. Holding, 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 take your time, and then slowly release the head down, hug the knees into the chest, give yourself a nice rocking here, side to side, or just hold the knees into the chest. Take your time, make sure lower back it's okay. Slowly bringing your hands underneath your glutes. Keep the legs extended to the sky, lower back it's still down. You're going to lower down the legs to a 60-degree angle, holding, then lowering down a little bit more to a 30-degree angle. And then 1 inch off the mat. And then coming back up at the same way, a little bit higher, then higher, and then all the way up to a 90 degrees. And we do this a few more times. All this time, make sure lower back stay down. Lower down the legs to a 60. Then go back to 30-degree angle. And then 1 inch off the mat. Again, coming back up, holding here, 30-degree angle. Coming up to 60, make sure lower back it's down. And then all the way up to 90 degrees. Beautiful. Let's do a few more rounds here like that. Lower back stay down. Don't stress the neck. Lower down the legs, pointing the toes forward. Lower down to a 30 degrees. And again, lower down to 1 inch of the mat. Same way, coming up. Hold to 30. Come up to 60 and hold. And then lift up to 90 degrees. And then slowly hug the knees into the chest. Again, maybe rocking yourself from side to side. Beautiful. Relax here for a moment. And then slowly drop the feet down into the mat. Walk the heels towards you. Keep the feet hip apart. Make sure you reaching the heels to a point that you can touch them with your middle finger. Don't let the knees fall on the side. Arms alongside the body. We're going to move into a bridge pose. So again, have the feeling that you are squeezing a block between the thighs. You can as well hold on to your ankles if it's available. On your next inhale, lift the hips up, bringing chest to chin, bringing the hips high, squeezing into the glutes. Again, don't let the knees fall on the side. Any variation that works for you, hold the ankles or arms alongside the body, it's also fine. Bringing chest more to the chin than chin to chest, so you have a long neck and the head it's down. Holding your Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Just a few more breaths here. And then slowly releasing the pose. Bring the lower back down on the mat. Take a moment. Keep the feet hip apart. Take a moment here to relax. Breathing in. Relax and release tension. And then again, walk the heels back towards yourself. Hands alongside the body or find your ankles. Catch onto your ankles only if it's available. Otherwise, do the bridge pose with just the hands alongside the body. That's good enough. When you are ready, take your variation. Inhaling hips high again. Again, keeping the knees squeezing towards each other like you're having the block in between the thighs you're squeezing onto, so you don't let your knees falling on the side. Make sure this is not hurting your lower back. Holding your bridge for a few breaths only here. Don't collapsing in the hips. Stay 2 more breaths. Long inhale, long exhale. Support your practice always. Take your time in the poses and then slowly release the hips down. Walk the feet away from you for a moment to relax, making sure lower back is down into the ground, letting go of any tension if it's there. Take a moment, maybe dropping knees from side to side as well, and then coming back to center and moving into a plow pose. So helping yourself with the hands alongside the body, lift your legs up and then all the way above the head, lifting the hips high again, bringing chest to chin, interlocking fingers and holding, extending the arms, holding here with the arms extending on the mat and interlocking, or support your lower back if your lower back is hurting or you feel like collapsing. Again, making sure this is okay for the lower back. Take your time, and if you have an interlock there, maybe change the interlock of the fingers, anything that works for you, and then slowly bring the hands at the lower back to support your lower back, keeping the elbows in and lifting the legs up, maybe both together or one at a time for a shoulder stand. Again, scooping the hands in, scooping the hands in, maybe softening the toes, gazing up at the toes, keep the elbows in, make sure neck is okay, holding here your shoulder stand, just a few breaths, long in, long out, and then slowly bending knees, bringing the knees outside your ears, left knee outside left ear, right knee outside right ear. Again, interlocking fingers, bringing the arms down and making sure your wrist remains down, making sure this is okay for the lower back. Taking your time, slowly bring the hands back at the lower back and roll yourself vertebra by vertebra down without collapsing or dropping into the mat. Now this time bring the hands again underneath your butt, extend the legs in front of you, preparing for fish. Inhaling, chest up, crown of the head down. Again, try to not collapse in the lower back to hurt yourself, and point the toes towards the front of your mat. Hold for as much as you're comfortable and then slowly release. Hug the knees into the chest once more, extending the left leg out, just keeping the right knee to the chest. You're still flat back on the mat, making a few circles on the right ankle if you feel like, and then extend the right arm up, bring the right knee towards the left for a supine twist. Gazing up or long neck gaze towards the right. Make sure this not hurts your lower back. Trying your best to keep the shoulder blades down. Relaxing the shoulders and the jaws. Breathing in, breathing out. And then slowly coming back to center, hug the right knee one more time, switching sides, extend right leg, hug the left knee into the chest. Stay for a breath. And then when you are ready, slowly you're going to extend your left arm out in line with the shoulder and bring your left knee all the way to the right for a spine twist on the other side. Gazing up, soft to the sky, or long neck before you gaze towards the left. Take a moment. Again, making sure that you are relaxing. You are not keeping tension anywhere in the body. Beautiful. Slowly come back to center, hug the left knee one more time, bring the right knee as well up, both knees up, inhaling long, exhaling forehead to the knees. Give yourself a nice squeeze here and then come up into a cross-legged seated position, hands at the heart. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Have a beautiful day and thank to yourself for being here today and showing on the mat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste.